Do you want to learn how to put this on this and make your own Ethernet cables? Stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody, to The Art of Doing, where we seek to inspire you to practice doing new and different things, discover new passions, and explore new curiosities. If this is your first time to this channel, I'd hope that you would consider hitting the subscribe button and hitting that notification bell to make sure that you never miss any of the new topics that we cover. Today we're going to be discussing installing RJ45 ends on Cat6 cable to make your own Ethernet cable. This is a great thing to be able to do. You can make custom length cables, and especially if you have something that you need to do once or twice, you don't want to drop a lot of money on a long cable, you can make this happen fairly inexpensively with a couple of tools, and I'm going to show you how. Now here's what you'll need to make an Ethernet cable. A pair of scissors or shears, 2 RJ45 ends, a crimper, a tester, your wire, and a pair of strippers. Some people use the wire strippers, I do not, so we'll put that aside. I also do use a small screwdriver with a round shaft. You don't want to use the kind with the hexagonal or angled shaft. You don't need the tester in order to make the cable, but it's nice to verify that you did it correctly. So let's get into making one. So the first thing you're going to want to do is score the jacket of the wire. You want to come down, I usually go about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and you want to score the jacket. You don't actually want to cut through the jacket, and after you score it, it'll snap open. Pop that off, and you'll notice you have 4 pairs of wire, a plastic leader, and sometimes a ripcord. This plastic leader and the ripcord you can just cut right out, and then you'll notice you have 4 pairs of wire. You got your blue pair, orange, green, and brown. So first thing I like to do is arrange them. Orange on the left, brown on the right, blue and green in the middle. And you want to make sure that they're not twisted up and bunched around the base of that jacket. Next thing I do is I untwist the pairs a little bit at the base so they're untwisted into the jacket. Can you see that? That's the blue pair untwisted. And I'll untwist just at the base with all 4 pairs. And then what I do is I take the round edge of the screwdriver, stick it in between the pair, grab the pair on both ends, and knock the camera over, and straighten the wire. This does a lot quicker and easier job of untwisting your wire and straightening the wire than doing it manually with your fingers. So then you have all 8 of your wires separated. And you'll notice, if you look carefully, you've got a stripe on each of these white colors. See if I can get that in shot there. So that's your orange, white, and orange. This is your blue, and your white, blue, white, brown, and brown, white, green, and green. So your color code from left to right: white, orange, orange, white, green, solid blue, white, blue, solid green, white, brown, and brown. You see that? So it goes white, solid, white, solid, white, solid, white, solid. That's an easy way for you to remember if you've got it right. I'll leave the color code hopefully on screen and also down in the description to make this easy for you. So you also want to make sure when you separate these out, you have as minimal crosses down at the very base of your wire as possible. If that's all bunched up, it makes it hard to squeeze through this small end of the RJ45. So then what I do is I squeeze the base and grab all of these wires, making sure they stay in the correct order. Kind of wiggle them until I've got them nice and flat and straight. And I like to double check my color code. White, orange, orange, white, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown. Then I'll take the RJ45 end and I pretty much line up the bottom of the jack right to the edge of the jacket of the wire. Then I bring my finger up to see where I'm going to cut, and I cut right at the top of the RJ45. You want to make sure that when you cut this, cut it straight across. You don't want to angle this way or angle that way. The pins won't make a good connection if you make an angle on it. So cut them off. Some people do it really slowly, some people do it all in one strike. So now you've got your wires. You make sure the metal pins are facing you. Push it down to the bottom of the RJ45 and slide them in. It should slide in fairly smoothly, and you'll feel it seat at the top of the RJ45. If you can see that, the wire is right at the top of that connector. And then you push the jacket into the RJ45 end. Now, when you have this, you should also be able to see the copper of the wire. I'm getting a little reflection on the light there, but you'll see the copper You see the difference there? The copper wires poking up through the top of that RJ45. Then you just take your crimper, put it in. It's usually a ratcheting type. Give it a squeeze. Now you have your end on. Then you repeat that on the other side. There's your RJ45 cable. Last step, you don't need it, but it's nice to have, is a tester. You turn it on to data. These are your fail buttons. If you see fail or open, or these are blinking without matching numbers underneath, then we've done it wrong. There's two pieces. One end goes on one end of the wire, the other end on the other end, obviously. Hit the data, and there you go. Your numbers all match up, one for each of the wires, 1 through 8, and that's a pass. Well, that's your brand new RJ45 Ethernet cable. Please leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Any questions you might have on the making of this cable, the color code, or anything else telecom related, I'd be happy to answer your questions or make a video for you. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for being with me. Let's always remember to practice kindness, practice humility, and practice compassion. And thanks for being with me to help me practice the art of doing. Click the subscribe up there. Good videos to watch over here. Thanks, everybody.